In this episode, we're going to be dealing with an issue that popped up on my last camping trip, which was not having a large enough battery to support a fridge, a 12-volt fridge. But first things first, as always, I start at the front of the van and work my way back. There's a cigarette lighter on the dashboard. Who uses them nowadays? Everything is USB. Figured out how to unscrew it without actually taking the dashboard off. A couple of flathead screwdrivers work well, I tell you the truth. So one particular day, I'm sitting down waiting for some friends at a restaurant, and they're fashionably late as always. So I went ahead and just jimmied that, and it popped out. So went on Amazon and found the USB that's perfect and flat that I'm looking for. Wired it, hot wired it, should I say, to the fuse panel in the back and ran the wire all the way through into the dashboard, as you can see, and popped it on right there. It looks good. I love it. One down, one project to go, and that is something Arnold told me. He suggested that I get a battery isolator that will solve my problem from being short or my battery draining. So I purchased a battery isolator off of Amazon, and it was quite easy to hook up. You can see I just went under the hood. I disconnected the positive cable, put that in there, plugged it up, put a fuse on there, ran it to the back, plugged up on the side the smart part of it, the brain should I say, ran it to the back. Already had a hole in the back because of the wheelchair lift. Ran that through there, plugged it in, and there you go. I'm telling you, that freaking thing is fantabulous. Getting something out of the trunk, and as I was walking towards the van, I saw the ground coming towards my face. I thought I was dreaming. I had no clue of what was taking place. I passed out. I broke my fall with my face. The saving grace is there was a very large crack in the ground, and my nose to my chin fell in that dirt area. Hard pan dirt, but not as hard as that cement that it could have been. That was the saving grace. My neighbors saw me fall, called the paramedics. It was all bad. I could not move. I was pretty much paralyzed on my left side. I couldn't move absolutely nothing. Very scary because I had no clue of what was taking place. But actually I did. A couple of weeks prior to that, as I was working on the van, adding the isolator cables from the engine and wiring it to the back. I'm underneath the van. I'm laying on my back, looking up, trying to attach the cables, and I was dizzy. I was sick for no reason. I'm laying on my back. So I roll from up under the van, I get up and I shake it off. I had numbers of clues, and I didn't pay attention to absolutely none of them. So on this particular day, I pass out. End up going to the emergency room after the paramedics come and swoop me up. That's a whole scary situation in itself, because we're dealing with Miss Rona walking the hallways at the hospital. So I'm there by myself. No family, no nothing. And they're talking about doing emergency surgery. I was not comfortable with the present situation because the doctor and his bedside manner, not comfortable. He was casual. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go into your neck and move a few things around. When I heard spinal cord, that's when I totally tuned him out and said, no, it's not happening. So back in March, I should have had surgery. I didn't. 6 months later, several tests going along. Finally.
Pressure on the spinal cord.
Yeah.
And let me show you exactly what happens. See, spinal cord should look like this.
Yeah.
And then see when it comes down to this level. See how much pressure it is on?
Oh, snap. Not
so
good.
that's not good though.
Okay. I think I need to clear a few things up. Going back on the video and listening to the audio portion of it, I missed a few things. Even though I said there were clues and I didn't pay any attention to them, they were subtle. The main clue is, as a cyclist, I'm out riding and it'll go gray, as if I'm getting ready to pass out. But I didn't at the time. I did one time on a mountain bike ride, straight passed out, scrubbed. We talking about serious road rash on the elbow and a concussion. That was the first time I blacked out, and they just chalked that up to a concussion that I received when I was out on a ride. I had no breath, weak, tired. I mean, all the classic symptoms of what I'm dealing with, except for the main symptom. That's why they did not put 2 and 2 together. Until I fell on my face, and that's when the classic symptoms appear. And they say, oh, well, this is your problem. So that's how that came about. Other than that, we could have took care of this at least a year and a half prior to this last situation. So now I am waiting for a surgery date, and I have one, and I just got a call this morning from neurology saying it has to be pushed out another week. And I'm already impatient because there's 12-week recovery time, and I am so ready to get back on the bike. I don't even know what to do with myself. So it's looking like my activities is definitely going to be on hold until January of next year.